Hi, everybody. This is Chris,
And this is Matt.
and this is Death Rally. But as we've been saying for literally 5 years now, what is this not, Matt?
It's not a review.
It's not a review.
We're
This
just going to
is
talk.
a talk. Book club style. We pick a game, 2 games a month, and we talk about them. Beginning of the month, we do a long game. In the middle of the month, we do our short game. And this short game is Death Rally.
Yes. And I put long game time into Death Rally. And also, I started playing it very late in the month. So the past 3 days, it's pretty much all I've been doing.
Yeah, this one surprised me because I'm like, it's going to be a quick little easy, fun game.
Mhm.
And I'd say it is, but that makes you want to play it
Mhm.
a lot. But anyway, that's still not a review or an endorsement or anything else. We're just two assholes with opinions who are now going to talk about Death Rally for a while until we get bored. And we might talk about other things on the way too.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't know.
don't know. Don't know. At the end, we'll tell you what next games we're playing, and hopefully you'll enjoy all that. Ready?
Yeah.
Set.
Let's do it. 1996.
Yep. I think I got the date right this time because apparently I got it wrong last time on XCOM.
God damn it. XCOM nonetheless.
And I know, right? Of all the games to screw up, XCOM. And
Well.
what's funny is I looked at it and I'm like I'm looking it up and somebody said 1991 on their page and I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Did I double check? Did I dig deeper? No. I just was like,
No. Why would you?
why would it? They got to get it right.
They know.
It's Wikipedia. What could possibly be wrong?
Right. It's always so solid. It is. Wikipedia is very solid.
It is actually pretty
Overall.
solid. Don't count on it, but at the same time, it's a great place to start. So, September 6th or 7th, depending on the source. I actually did kind of look a little further into this after my last embarrassment of 1996. Death Rally came out. Developed by Remedy Entertainment. Published by our friends at Apogee Software. Not our friends, they don't know us. But if they did,
I
they'd
feel
like
like
us.
they're my
We'd be
friends, though.
Yeah. I spent enough of my youth with them that we're friends.
Definitely.
And distributed by GT Interactive. The only name I don't know on that list is Remedy Entertainment. I have never heard of them or anything else. The original was for DOS, and I can't quite prove it, but it looks like there might have been like a networked version of this originally that they couldn't
God.
add in when they released it for free.
Yeah.
So
That would be more fun than should be
right.
allowed. Let's
Yeah.
start this video. Let's get a look at this
Oh
thing.
yeah, let's get the game going here.
Great intro screen, though.
Great intro screen.
Fire and everything.
The game.
Dad. Oh, man. You are.
I am. Well, I had a feeling like one of my kids might like this, and showed him, and he immediately lost interest. Like, just never cared.
Really?
Yeah.
My son came in while I was playing it and inquired about it, but also didn't want to dive into it.
Yeah. I
But-
think it's one of those when you look at it, this does not look compelling.
No, not especially. It's thrilling though to play. It's
Right.
like legitimate adrenaline thrilling. Is your name Man Dude?
Guy Mandude. I found
Okay.
out there was a metal guitarist in the late 80s, early 90s when I started playing this called Guy Mandude. That is his name. Look it up. It's for legits. And
Is that his birth certificate name?
Oh, hell no.
Or is that his moniker?
I want to say part of it is, but obviously Guy Mandude, the whole thing is not his real name.
Right.
But it's the name he
Right.
went by as an artist.
Yeah. My gaming moniker lately has been Gordon Shumway, who is, as you know, is the name of Elf in the Elf series in the 80s. I don't know why. One day I was just trying to think of a name and I'm like, well, Gordon Shumway. Why not?
Yes.
So this is pretty much the game. It's reminds me a lot of Off-Road in the arcade because it's the exact same view. It's the same kind of fast-paced, crank the wheel over or jam the keyboard key action. But this is way better than Off-Road.
Yeah. There's more damaging other cars.
There's guns and spikes and stuff. One of the things that I find absurd about this game is it asks you when you start if you want to use guns. I thought that was quite an interesting question, because if guns are an option, I have a hard time imagining that I'd be like, no.
I don't remember seeing that.
Did you play this on Steam? It's like free on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it asked me, do you want to use guns? And I was like, hell yes. That's all I want to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe it didn't register because it's such an absurd question.
Right.
Like, I'd like to play Death Rally without the guns.
No, right. Well,
don't do it.
And I can see some parents in the mid-90s being like, you can't play with guns. Like, you can't have guns on your car in Death Rally. You can just driving and ramming. That's okay, but the guns is the line too far that we can't cross.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, do they still put parental advisory warnings on music? Or are we over that kind of thing?
I'm pretty sure it's still there. But here's the thing. Like, the parental advisories for when you would buy something in a store for music. The thing over is buying music in a store.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But, like, are there parents out there who are still like, I don't want you listening to that Kanye West fellow?
I'm sure.
Huh. Yeah. Well, anyway.
I mean, to be fair, I might get behind the guy.
Well, anyway, if you're that parent, maybe, and you want your kid to play Death Rally, I guess you have an option.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool. It's not like it's... I was going to say, it's not like it's that violent, because it's vehicle-on-vehicle stuff. But, as my daughter pointed out, she's like, are you supposed to hit the pedestrians? I'm like, well, you're not supposed to. It's nothing... you're not penalized for it, though.
You're not supposed to not either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like, why are they on the track? As far as I'm concerned, they came here of their own free will. They knew what's going down.
Yeah. I mean, you don't go to the Death Rally and stand on the side of the track and not expect something. That's kind of victim blamey, though, because, like, you shouldn't.
Victim blamey is if they were there and, like chose to, like, didn't know a Death Rally was coming, but there's no way this isn't the Death Rally.
Right.
It's a closed
everything
course.
About it is yeah. You're right.
Like, they're like, I just think, like, it's like any of the fans of Death Clock and Metalocalypse. You have to sign the death waiver before you get into the concert.
Sure.
So they knew what they were getting. They're just adrenaline junkies, and some of them don't make it out.
Yeah.
That's what makes it exciting for them. That's why they pay extra. That's
right.
My internal narrative. They pay extra to stand on the track in Death Rally because they might get killed. And we're just fulfilling a service. Like, we're giving them their money's worth by killing a few of them.
Right. It makes it thrilling.
And
unlike Carmageddon, where you do kind of feel bad because they're just out for a walk and, like, you're the one who sucks in Carmageddon.
Yeah.
But in Death Rally, I agree. I've come around to your way of thinking about this.
Yeah, this is an internal decision. We should talk real briefly. Might talk about it more at the end, but there is a remake that's also on Steam. Did you get a chance to try that?
I did not. I didn't look up any history. I didn't play any alternative versions, and I didn't take any notes because that was time that I could have been spending playing Death Race or Death Rally. I'm sorry. Death Race is the film from the 70s. Have you seen it?
I have.
I like it.
They remade it.
Death Race. Yeah, I don't have any interest in that. I like was it David Carradine in it? I like
Yeah.
the like 70s like the lizard looking car,
Hmm.
just like it was like peak 70s, and I like that. I don't really have any interest in a modern death race.
That is oddly how I feel about this and the remaster. There's nothing wrong with the remake of this game. It's really good in its own right. But
Hmm.
there's something that just feels modernized about it and not 90s.
Hmm.
And eh, I want my 90 when I get into a death race, death rally,
Hmm.
I want my 90s death rallies. I want,
Yeah.
spikes and guns and
I stop though and say that I am sure I didn't play it, but I'm 100% sure I would agree with you. But there's one thing that I want to say. Uh, my one gaming wish is that Apogee would stop putting fucking psychedelic mushrooms into their games. I am so sick of it. I
mm,
hate it. They do it all the time. It's just like you're gonna be annoyed for a minute. It doesn't really make it harder. It's
right.
just annoying, and it's like not that funny. There you go, backing up for $300. It's not that funny. It's not that subversive. Like it's just please. Like if I could go back in
Do you
time,
think it felt subversive in 1996?
I don't know, man. Maybe
I mean,
I'm 16. I don't think I would have gotten my rocks off about it. Maybe if I were 12. Uh,
I think it was sort of I mean, we were still coming out of that war on drugs, so I think
I suppose.
not that we're out of it, but you know what I mean. Like,
Right. Like maybe Nancy Reagan was at home wringing her hands together thinking about this, and like that makes it fun. That's what makes it hot.
well, for the developer, I'm sure.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like every game they did it. They did it in uh Rise of the Triad was Apogee, right? Or
yeah.
3D Realms. Or was it Apogee? I don't
Well,
remember.
3D Realms and Apogee.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
And it's in like so many games, and it just is so annoying. I like, and then it says like "Whoa, dude" when you hit it. Like,
yeah.
oh, come
What would have
on.
happened? Like, I'm trying to picture, like, instead of a mushroom, like, you roll over a joint and, like, purple smoke starts coming out of the car.
Hmm. And you just go slower,
You just go slower.
and it's way funnier than it should be.
But that would have more of a game impact because it'd slow you down.
Right.
Or maybe, like, all your button presses are just delayed by, like, half a second.
That would be funny
That would be. This is how
and
you do it,
sufficiently
Apogee. This
annoying.
is our
Yep.
drug culture suggestions for you. Not that either of us do, which actually makes the joke funnier.
Totally.
Two non-stoners telling you how to do stoner jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't take our word for it.
Yeah. Do your own
There,
research.
yeah. Oh yes. Let us know in the comments.
Oh God. All right. Anyway, let's get off this before
Yeah.
YouTube's like,
But
about
so
your
there's
channel. That was fun for you, wasn't it?
yeah, no more channel for you.
Channel view. All right.
Mechanically, this is pretty simple. The car handles pretty much like it's on rails. Uh,
Yeah, you push
it's
forward to
great
go, left and
fun.
right to turn. We'll talk about
Rubbin's
that in a little
racing,
bit.
man.
Yeah, Robin's
It's
racing.
it's it's Days of Thunder rules apply.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's just really fun, and the courses are repetitive, very, very repetitive. But you probably, if you're like me, you won't care because it's just really fun, and it's like different every time.
It's
Uh,
repetitive and different every time. We'll
well,
get
I
to
mean,
that in a second. I want to go back real quick to the history part
that's
before we drift too
that's
far.
totally true though,
It
because like the
is.
courses are the same, but your experience will be different every time because it's just so chaotic.
Yeah. And we'll get back to that because I don't want to lose this.
No, go
So the
ahead.
original
I'm
was
ready
in
now.
DOS.
Hmm.
Then they released it for free on Windows, iOS, Android, and Fire OS.
Really?
Really?
So you're gonna play this on your Kindle, I guess?
Right?
Isn't that Amazon's?
I think so,
Huh.
yeah.
All right. I'll play it on anything, man. I loved this game.
No, but like, so here's one of the things I think is interesting is yes, a lot of the courses are repeated, but you're not always driving them in the same direction, and sometimes they
hmm
do flip like where the stuff
hmm
is. So they will mirror the track sometimes to put stuff on a different side of it than you're used to. And they'll change which direction you're going. And that doesn't sound like it would make that big a difference, but there are some tracks that kill me in one direction and I breeze through in the other.
Totally.
And that's so cool that
Yeah. I wish you could so the game is that you start in a little Volkswagen Beetle like vehicle,
mhm,
and as you win, you get more money and you can upgrade the car, you can buy a new car, or you can buy these weapons in the underground market. And then
mhm.
you find out what the courses available to you are. They're
Yeah.
easy, medium, and hard. I wish I could know what course I was going to be on before I chose my upgrades, because
Mhm.
there's some uh, where certain weapons are a little better, in my opinion.
Yeah. Um where somewhere certain weapons are a little better and somewhere like it doesn't matter what weapon I put on the car. I'm going to lose or I'm going to win. In which
hmm
case why would I spend the extra money?
Exactly.
So,
But still,
yeah.
you know, we've been doing this for a long time,
Mhm.
and we have disagreed in the past on some games. And for the most part, I've understood that. Like when we played, what was it? Out of This World. What was that game?
Yeah.
That was just like Out of This World. Um,
Flashback's the other one, but Out of This World is
yeah,
the one I
yeah.
think we played.
You didn't like it, and I liked it, and I was like, yeah, I see his point. He's got a good point. But I have never felt more alienated from you, and like I don't understand who you are, than when you said, I don't buy landmines and I don't like landmines in Death Rally. I was like, what? Why don't you buy landmines? The landmines are the best.
To me, so like you were talking about, you said earlier, like this is the game, this is it. Not to me. Management side. I love the
Oh
management
my
side of this
God,
game.
you're so boring. tell me, tell me your death rally fiscal management strategy.
Well, first off, engine and tires are more important than armor. Tires are almost more important than engine. If you can get to a certain speed, but controlling it will kill you.
It's
And
really hard.
it's really hard when you don't have good tires on a fast car. And I'll talk about that gripe in a second too. But you have to keep in mind every time you upgrade your car, you're also upgrading how much it costs to fix your car.
Yes, every upgrade is more expensive.
Every upgrade, so upgrading your car means spending more money to stay in the same race. So, and this is my one like about this game. I got to a point about where we are here where I could buy a new car, but it's not worth it because I can't upgrade the car enough to race in the race where I could afford to race the car.
Right.
And here's the mushroom.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa, dude.
Um, and
Yeah, that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it
Continue.
happens a little at lower levels, but because it's so the money's so small there in gaps, you don't notice it for as long. But this gap for this car switch was a long one. It just
Yeah.
took me forever.
Really, what you need, in my opinion, are a few breakout races where you
Mm-hmm.
get like, because you get bonuses if you do certain things. If
Yep.
you take no damage, you get
Yep.
bonuses. If you destroy everyone, you get bonuses. If you complete secret missions, which I hated and was not very
Never did
successful at,
secret missions because they'll take
uh,
your money if you don't.
yeah, just tell the guy no. Just like don't
Fiscal.
do the
That's
secret.
a fiscal policy. Don't take the secret missions.
Yeah.
Don't spend money on them.
And you get money for winning streaks. So if you destroy everyone and win on a winning streak, like you've cleared an extra,
Yeah.
depending on the race you're in, like 100% of profits.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good when that happens, and that's kind of how you can get over the hump, because you're going to have races where you take a lot of damage,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to outfit your landmines, because if you don't do that, you're not having fun. So you like have to do that,
Right.
and it gets to be kind of a grind.
Mm-hmm.
So you need those breakouts.
Right. I can see this being a game like I would play all summer and just slowly level up my car. Trying to get through it in a month was a bit of a hassle.
The career aspect of it is great, because every race
Right.
you're playing is part of your overall career.
Mm-hmm. And that's, I think, the thing that takes this game from being quaint to compelling.
Totally.
And that's why I say the management part is the part I'm most interested in, because it's the part that changes it from just an arcade game to something more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really fun, that like you'll know the people you're racing against. You will hate some of them. It's that makes it a lot of fun, and the progression from easy to medium to hard is pretty rewarding, because man, you can, as soon as you upgrade out of the Volkswagen Beetle, you can start doing even hard races, I think, and you will get lapped in the hard races if you do that.
Which was going to be my point. So, like, there's 4 people. If you come in last, you get nothing. Even money you picked up on the track, you get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you take someone out, you're guaranteed to come in third, unless you get lapped.
Right.
And then they take it all away again. And this has been my problem on, like, the hardest track.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, when you go to that new car, the car I'm buying right now, it's really not affordable to do it on the medium track. You might eke out like $100, but you're not going to move fast up.
Right.
But if you go on the hard track where you might make some money, you're also equally, or even more than equally, likely to get lapped holding the pedal down, like not making any mistakes. That guy in front is going to lap you.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference between the cars is quite extreme. Did you know you can sit out races? Like, if you can just like not race.
No.
If you hit escape in this screen, you can just skip the whole race.
I was kind of wondering about that, because I'm like, there's more than 12 racers in the roster.
Where are they all driving?
What? Yeah. What? Where's the rest of them?
Yeah, they're sitting out. Oof.
Yeah. See, my tires aren't good yet. So
yeah, you got to get tires, and they're not. I mean, they're not cheap, but they're not like engine expensive. The engines are killer.
Mm-hmm. So
but see, this is fast. Like,
yeah.
you can tell from when you started that you're going
improved.
much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this is my gripe with. Back up and get that, because that's $3,000. The big star, the big.
Yeah, like the big money.
That's some money. This game needs an announcer, but
yes,
because I was just thinking of the game I'm thinking of.
NBA Jam.
No, with the toasters.
The toaster game.
Big money, big prizes. You love this game.
What is it?
Let's all watch while we try to figure out a game I've given him a really random clue for.
Big money. Toasters.
Two joysticks. And it's like a Running Man.
Smash TV?
Yes.
Yes.
It needs a Smash TV announcer.
Yes, I just couldn't. Yeah. Yeah. This game would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I think NBA Jam announcer would also
be acceptable.
But I think that about every game. Terrible shot.
Anyway, this management thing is what my problem is with the black market. And it's one of the problems why I don't buy mines. They're super expensive, and unless I'm going to take everybody out or didn't stand a chance of winning anyway, why?
Well,
The
I mean,
spikes I will use 100%. But mines, the only way they're useful is if they're behind me. And if they're behind me, I don't give a shit because I'm going to win.
that was not my experience. So
Okay.
I like the mines because the people you want the people who are behind you to stay behind you, and they are pretty good at catching up and causing problems. And also, I really like to destroy people, and those things combined make the mines, I think, a solid purchase. Like
Solid
if you
purchase.
get spikes in mines, or sometimes I would do
I
sabotage in
love
mines.
sabotage, yeah.
Oh god, it's so much fun. And then sabotage is great because it tells you who it sabotaged.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, like, okay, I got to target, Duke Nukem or whatever.
Right. Which you get to race Duke Nukem in this, by the way, which is
Of course you do.
that alone
Uh,
worth the
yeah.
price of admission. And the price
But
is free.
he's a top dog, so you gotta work your ass off to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think the mines are really fun, and they were the primary way I was destroying everyone on the track. So,
Right.
like, what you're going to do when you play this game, by the way, this is the right way to play.
Okay. Listen.
When you start, don't just go.
Correct.
Don't go ham at the beginning, because everyone will shoot you about 5 seconds in. The machine guns come on, and it's a
Free
big
for all.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hang back in the beginning, shoot people in the beginning, and then just blow by them. And then, if you're into mines, drop mines when they're getting close to you. And that's it. And then you make a bunch of money, upgrade your cars,
Race again.
race again and again and again and again. Same tracks.
Yeah.
You won't care.
Like, if you like this kind of racing game, it's solid. It would be solid if they didn't have guns. If there was no extra anything to this, it would still be fun.
Yes.
Now that they added guns, bonus.
Right.
Total bonus.
Can you think of any other auto combat games that maybe would benefit from an interface like this, where it's like exciting and things happen, and like
Maybe some
there's not a
speed
ridiculous save system, and you can't just I can't think of any other car games
Like an auto game where you duel
Right.
things.
like
I
a
can't
like a
think of any.
dueling car auto game.
Yeah.
Would have been great with a little bit of this panache and
Like
a little
seeing
bit of
this
the
in
speed.
the 80s, maybe from a
You'd be-
big company,
Right.
like it would originate at a big company, and
Maybe.
maybe
But I can't think of anything like that. So never mind. It's
that's
doesn't matter.
too
Doesn't
bad.
matter.
Just wishes in the wind.
Yep. Are we going to get through this whole episode without saying it?
I think we might. Let's try.
Let's try. Let's do
Let's
it.
try.
Now what do we
Anyway.
do? There's a mine. I saw
There's
you
a mine.
blow by
There's a
mine.
mine in this conversation right now.
Yeah. You will run over your own mines though, unless you're expert at placing them, and that's a pisser.
Yeah, that's another one of my problems. One of the things I didn't like about the interface while we're talking about stuff like this is, like, you have to tab to have the sidebar open over there. It's not necessarily open. And if you don't know what you've got for turbo or guns. You don't know where anybody's health is. And if you do, you have to be taking your eyes off the road to, like, know what's going on. And that's unfortunate.
It would have benefited from a HUD in a big way.
Yeah.
Because that is very much like a problem that I would have. Like, I'd be like, oh, how many mines do I have left? I need to, like, look. And then by the time you're back, you've already crashed.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're hitting every one of those goddamn mushrooms.
And it doesn't matter. It's actually, it looks like, oh, that would mess with your driving. It doesn't, because you know the road's not really doing that. You just hold it straight and it just, and you're fine. If the car wobbled like that and the road stayed the same, now you got something.
Yep. Now you got a big problem.
That, or both even, like that you would be hosed. If, like, the car was wobbling and your vision was wobbling,
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you could quick save and quick load in that screen. That was one problem I had with the interface. Was this is how I learned, by the way, that you can skip races.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to know when you can save because like there's certain of those screens where if you hit escape, you go back to the menu and save,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some where you just like skip the race, and I couldn't like quite wrap my head around it the first few times
Yeah.
because it's not clear. It always says previous menu, and I'm like, I didn't know I was in a menu.
It's all
It's
menus.
kind of
It's
weird.
menus all the way down.
Yep, we're all just living in a series of menus.
One of the things, I don't think I did it in here anywhere, that this game could have benefited from is shortcuts.
Yeah, you
Secret,
can
like,
kind
ram through
of.
things and get a
Mhm.
shortcut.
On some of the off-road tracks, you can blast around the corners, but it so slows you down that I don't think it's worth it.
It slows you down, but there's one track where you can actually, if you're paying attention, you can cut past a huge bend like that. And I
Hmm.
did it thinking, ho ho, look at the big brain on Chris. It
Hmm.
didn't register that I went around that corner, and so I got lapped even though I was in first place.
Oh, I did that too. I didn't realize that's what happened. You're totally right. It doesn't really let you do it. I would have times where I would slow down like I hit something,
Hmm.
but I didn't think that I really did. Like maybe I was at the edge of the road,
Right.
but that's okay. Like just don't just
Yeah,
you'll
it's
be
one of the
fine.
things that's not in the game, and it's too bad because it would be cool if like there was a secret blow through a building or something. Like you
Hmm.
go in, the roof comes off, and you watch pedestrians run. Like again, now we have victims, but it would be like a fun little death rally style thing to have happen.
Totally. Like big risks, big payoffs.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I want to give them total props for is here we have a mid 90s like guns on cars game, and it's
Hmm.
not Mad Max shoulder pads and mohawks. It's
Yeah.
got like a Robotech vibe with their little racing suits, and the cars look
Right.
decent, and you know, it,
Right. The avatars of the drivers is very Speed Racer,
yeah.
which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It fits. Yeah, it is a different direction.
And I
I
like
like
it.
it.
I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
me too. I also kind of like that there's no missiles or anything. Like you
Yeah.
get the machine gun and you get the mines, and like the machine gun's a little hard to use, and
Mm-hmm.
none of it's like a death sentence when you get shot by it. It's
Right.
just really well balanced, I think. Uh, the racing's exciting. You always feel like you have viable competitors, and you
Mm-hmm.
always feel like they could mess you up.
Right. I was gonna say, and that's one of the things that I think this game, a lot of games like this, either the race is more important or the destruction's more important.
Hmm.
But this one manages, you need to balance both. You need to be shooting and racing. Maybe you'll win with destruction, maybe you'll win by being faster, but you can't presume you know until the race is over.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I really like that. I think that's a nice thing. Did you ever use rocket fuel?
I would buy it sometimes, just like to buy it. I think it makes you go faster. I didn't really like connect it with any
I presume it's part of your
meaningful
turbo
results.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the turbo mechanic. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's good. I like that your car is still somewhat drivable when it's going that fast. Like they don't penalize your handling,
Right.
but obviously you have to be on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's like it's you can still screw yourself by using turbo at an inopportune moment,
Right.
but it's not like if you use it in a curvy spot you're just screwed and you have to wait for the straightaway to use it. I really appreciated that.
Well, and this is why I appreciate that the courses aren't. There's enough courses for there to feel like there's variety, but not so many that you can't learn them because you need to
Hmm.
learn them for turbo.
Yeah, totally.
Like you wouldn't want to hit turbo in this little, but here, boom, hit it.
Yeah, and you can like whip ass around corners and everything with
Mm-hmm.
turbo, but when it's really curvy, it's, you don't want to do it. But yeah, overall, this is, I thought, just a really well designed game with the exception of the mushrooms.
Yeah. And we haven't talked about the sound, but because the sound's fine, the music's good. I don't know. I'm not super excited about it, but it's good. I liked it. I would have liked an announcer.
Yeah. One of the odd things that I appreciated about it is that when you start the race, it goes red light, green light. You're like in it right away. It goes beep, beep, and then you're like gone.
Right.
It's not like where you sit at the starting line revving your engine like in Mario Kart waiting for it to start.
Yeah, and
but yeah, the sound is fine.
Yeah. That does take away an option of a mechanic for like quick starts and like Mario jump off the start line.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been nice, but also it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because you also don't want to get going fast. You want to be at the back, so it would almost be like an evil trick, like do this to go fast.
Right. Yeah, I would find myself getting pushed by the guys like down the track.
Yeah. That's why if there's somebody at the starting line, they're probably dead because I'm going to hook left right away to get out of the way of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. You're getting run over. Sorry.
Or like when you get the big $sign right behind you at the start. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so good. It's like, yeah, give me a reason to go backwards for a second.
All right, got it. Now, one of the things the new game does with the start is it doesn't have the red light, green light. It says like, all right, ready. And then as soon as you hit the gas, it goes. But everybody waits for you to start.
Weird.
Yeah. I kind of like that because it gives you a moment to be like, okay, what's my situation? Where am I at?
Yeah, who's who?
Who's who? And
sometimes
I can plan my attack.
Yep.
The new one does 6 racers instead of 4. It obviously looks a little better. The new one, you will eventually unlock guns to put on your car, but you start with like a really weak machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing will shoot whenever a car is in range, and it has a little bit of aim assist on it, which is one of those things where it's like, I can see if I was making this game today, why I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just makes it accessible.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want in this game.
Modern gamers do like to unlock things. I mean, you unlock things, but it's not like...
Oh, I mean the auto aim. Like that you've got one game that's auto aiming.
Yeah. I thought you meant the unlocking of weapons.
The unlocking of weapons, too. It sort of ruins... It does a good thing and does a bad thing. When you're unlocking weapons and you're unlocking the new cars by destroying other cars on the track, it's forcing you to get into combat. Mm-hmm. It's saying do combat so that you can unlock other stuff. But it's also forcing you into the right way to play in order to do that. Mm-hmm. Where when you just leave it to me to buy with money, well, now it's on me to how do I want to get to that goal. You've put a bonus in a spot for me to go after, but you've taken away any other way for me to get there. And
right. Did you ever use the loan shark?
Once.
How was that? I never ended up doing it.
I did it when I knew, like, it's like, man, I'm a little shy of really like maxing out my new car. Mm-hmm. I'll just hit the loan shark real quick. And then I know I'll pay him back because I've got this brand new car.
Right. You get a car.
And I did. Like, it was really quick and easy to just boop, boop. But I also wouldn't recommend it. Like,
yeah. Did you ever lose?
Yeah.
If you are damaged 100% and can't afford to fix your car, you lose the game. Mm-hmm. Your whole career, everything.
Yep.
Which I like. Like, no loan shark, no nothing. Like, you got to be able to
at least fix your
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. There needs to be a game over state in this. And that's nice that there is. Because otherwise, it's pretty forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to play this and think, oh, how do I... That's just so hard. but it's also not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
It hit that really sweet spot of you have to earn it, but we're not going to beat you over the head to get there. Right. Especially with the quick saves. Like if you're having a real hard time, or you've reached this stage of anytime you lose money, it's just the worst, because you're trying to make so much money and you just can't make it as fast as you need because you can't get to the next race, but you also can't stay where you are. That's when I started using the quick saves. Up until basically what you're seeing here, I never used it. I just took the loss if I lost and did what I did and enjoyed everything. But now I got serious because I'm like, I want that last car.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's tough to get that last car, to get over that hump, and then you're in the the hard races pretty much all the time. But it is nice that there is that kind of transition where you're like maybe do a few mediums with your new fast car, and then you like do some upgrades, push into the to the harder races. It's not like, okay, new car, new races, you know?
I think I didn't mention this before, but I wanted to also say the other reason I didn't like mines is because all the black market stuff goes away. Like you get one race with the black market stuff and then it's gone. And I don't understand that. Okay, maybe you've got to use, buy new mines or buy new rocket fuel on the black market, but my spikes? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean, I think it's a balance thing.
I'm sure
but
it's a balance
I
thing.
agree. Like it hurts,
And it makes me not want to do it. It makes me not want to like invest in that stuff when it's temporary, because I'm trying so hard to get the money for the thing I need. I don't want to spend money on things that are temporary unless I can guarantee a rate of return on them. Management guy, loving it.
Right. Yeah. Hey, this is a neat little screen. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Death Race, pretty much. I would say play it. Like, low barrier to entry. Oh, we got to do Peak and Pit though.
We got to do Peak and Pit, and the other thing I wanted to mention is we both mentioned that we played this with keyboard. Did you try it with a controller?
I turned on my controller and it didn't immediately work, and so I spent zero time trying to fix it or restarting the game, or probably the very minor thing I had to do to make it work. So I just played with the keyboard.
My controller worked immediately. It's not good.
Oh, well, there you go.
And it left me wondering, like, I probably would have wanted a controller on this game in the 90s. So I'm starting to wonder, because this isn't the first game like this where I've plugged the controller in for an arcade game and then ended up back on keyboard anyway. Like, was the interface to controllers just bad then? Or is there something with the emulation of DOSBox and whatnot that the controller interface just isn't as good?
I mean, I think we were mentally different, because I think in 1996 or whatever, it was like, oh, I'm playing an arcade game, I use a controller. I use a joystick, Yeah. This is how you game, like, and now, because we play most things with keyboard, it doesn't seem weird to do that. And like, who knows, maybe we would have been better gamers
if we had done more with the keyboard.
If we had been using it. I don't know. Just a theory.
Well, yeah, we'll never be able to go back in time and find out. But I did. This was the first game where I'm like, okay, this has happened multiple times. Huh.
What's up?
What's up? Something's up here that would be worth exploring, but I'll never really know.
Yeah.
Okay, Peak and Pit. Pinnacle and Pit.
I'll start with my pit.
Okay.
It was the first time I started this up. I started it on normal difficulty, and I just lost over and over again. And there's nothing you can really do. And then, so I was like, I think I just suck at this. And then I played, and then I reduced the difficulty, and I was like, this is the game. Like, this is what I want. But then it gets a little easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish that balance were better. Um, but yeah, the pit was thinking this was just like too
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 hard.
hard because like there's nothing you can do on your first race.
Mm-mm.
Like you don't really get, you only have so much money, you don't have a lot of options. So if you just get beat,
Yeah.
you get beat. And like luck has a lot to do with this game too. So maybe I just had like 2 or 3 unlucky races,
Possibly.
which is
Because, yeah, you just want to not come in last. If you can somehow not come in last your first few races, you can buy some things starting
Mhm.
out.
The pinnacle was when I did my first medium race in my new car and
Mm-hmm.
destroyed everyone. Uh, that was that was like I like celebrated alone in my little computer room here. You know, I was like really excited and like I did it. That was great. And like getting those multiple payouts and
Mm-hmm.
being able to buy a new car, like there's nothing better.
Yeah. I don't think I've
What
ever
was
gotten
yours?
multiple payouts. I'll have to try for that.
Oh yeah, you can. I got like 3 of them. I got the Reaper one where you kill everyone, the winning streak one, and I think the no damage one.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Uh, yeah, my pinnacle was definitely the first time like I killed everyone and the Reaper shows up and was like, "Thank you." Like,
Hmm.
oh, game, you were pretty cool, but now,
Yep, and he like gives you
hello,
money. It's
yeah.
so good.
My pit was when the game changed for me to try and get those last couple cars.
Hmm.
And it's still fun to race. It's still fun to play. I'm probably still going to play it from time to time here and there.
It gets
But
grindy.
it got grindy. So it gets grindy towards the end. Most games do. You hit a grind spot. You just got to grind through it. But I do question like, what's the point? Like if I get the best car, like is there an end game or am I just now I can beat everybody? Congratulations. Like what do you do with the best everything? And the only way to know is get there. But
Yeah, I was not able to get there. I wish I would have started playing this a little earlier because you told me what it was like, and I was like, "That sounds amazing. I got to
mhm,
play it." And then I just like didn't. I got into Quest for Glory. I got into
yeah.
going to bed on time, and
My recommendation is always whenever we and this is for people at home too. Uh, when we announce a new game, if you're gonna play along, even the short game, play it tomorrow.
hmm.
And then maybe you'll play it again before maybe you won't play it again until just before we do the show, or
Hmm.
maybe you'll be like, oh, it's Death Race too. Like
Yeah, right.
like I need to play this all month.
Yeah.
So all right.
All right.
So that's Death Race, and we will, I
What's
think.
next? What's
Yeah,
next
yeah.
for
What's
us?
next for our we know the long game is So You Want to Be a Hero. Quest for Glory 1.
Yes, I'm
And
enjoying it.
you're
I'm
enjoying it.
playing it.
You sent me a screen cap and I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, those guys. I had forgotten
Yeah.
all about it. Uh
Yeah.
the next game, our next short game, is a request from you.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, show me. Oh, the Lost Vikings interplay. I love this game.
Yes.
This was
And
one of the first PC games I played.
I can see that. For everyone who's interested, much like Death Rally being free on Steam, Blizzard has this free on their website. You can
Yeah.
officially get this and just play it. And now this was one of my first Super Nintendo games. We're not going to
Oh,
do the
good
Super
stuff.
Nintendo version, obviously, but
Actually, this couldn't have been one of the first PC games I played because I had a.
yeah,
They came out in 1993. That was a lie I told.
yeah, I was going to say.
I just have like a very clear memory of the first time I played this and saw it. But I guess
And it felt early.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Stuff
I
gets
shouldn't have
shuffled
said
in our
that.
memories when we're this old.
I know.
It's acceptable.
I just don't want to lie to
Don't want to lie to
our
people.
community. Yeah, I mean they watched this far. Like right at the end, I'm gonna lie.
Liar. And obviously, this Thursday again, we'll do more Nox Archaist.
Be there.
I do not remember what we were going to do. Oh, yes, I do. I remember.
Okay.
Takes me a second sometimes.
Yeah, right. I know how it goes.
But yeah, Nox Archaist this Thursday. And Lost Vikings and Quest for Glory are our next couple games. So
yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Big thank you to all of you watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, suggesting games, commenting on our videos, or supporting us on Patreon. We appreciate all of your support and look forward to sharing many more videos with you. Thank you again.
Utter Duel. Thank you.
You son of a bitch.
I've been waiting. Bye.